Why is sympathy a knife? Let's get into it.
Get ready for some juicy speculation, folks. In Charli XCX's Sympathy as a Knife, the internet is buzzing with theories about a potential connection to Taylor Swift and Matty Healy. The lyrics have Swifties dissecting every line, wondering if Charli XCX is referencing their short-lived romance. While there's been no official confirmation from Charli herself, the song's release on her new album, Brat, has sparked a whirlwind of gossip and intrigue. It's time to unravel the threads of this musical mystery.
Yeah, let's jump into it. I mean, I think that this song is quite interesting, right? Because it talks about Charli XCX's insecurities, right? And it's talking about some girl in this situation or someone in this situation who is really triggering Charli, right? And she talks about how she feels these insecurities, and she's talking to even her fiance George, and people are just telling her that she's paranoid. But it seems like this person who seems to be backstage at her boyfriend's show is really kind of pushing Charli's buttons. So I'm very curious in terms of who it is.
You're totally on point, Arturo. Sympathy as a Knife definitely delves into some pretty vulnerable territory for Charli XCX. The song paints a picture of this person who's triggering her insecurities and making her feel paranoid, despite others telling her she's overreacting. It's a situation that a lot of people can relate to, I think. That feeling of being dismissed when your instincts are telling you something's off.
100%.
And you're right. The fact that this person is backstage at her boyfriend's show adds an extra layer of tension to the situation. It's almost like Charli is grappling with not only her own insecurities, but also the sense that this person might be encroaching on her relationship. It's a raw, emotional track that shows a different side of Charli XCX as an artist.
Yeah, and I think that you hit it the nail on the head there, Pi, when you said that it kind of encapsulates or captures this feeling of being dismissed. Because, in her lyrics, she says, all this sympathy is a knife, just a knife, and I think that is like describing the feeling of like explaining these insecurities that she's having to other people, and then feeling dismissed that people are just calling her paranoid and probably saying like, oh, it's okay, and that sympathy feeling like it's not actually helping her in this situation. It's actually just making her feel angrier and more dismissed.
Precisely, Arturo. That line, sympathy is a knife, is so powerful because it captures that sense of frustration and dismissal that Charli XCX is experiencing. It's like she's trying to communicate her feelings, but instead of finding understanding or support, she's met with responses that only exacerbate her insecurities. And you make a great point. The sympathy she's receiving, rather than being helpful, ends up feeling more like a weapon, something that cuts her deeper and makes her feel even more isolated. It's a really poignant commentary on how sometimes, even when people are trying to be supportive, their words can actually do more harm than good.
Exactly. And, I won't be adding to any more of the internet speculation, pitting women against women on this, but I think it is a very interesting song that really just expresses that vulnerability that Charli was feeling. So I'm really glad that she gave the song to us and opened up another side of her to her fans. But I think on that note, we're going to call this episode a wrap and close out again with this song and see what y'all think about it. So until then, stay tuned, but let's go ahead and wrap this up.